All right, everybody, welcome to week 2. It's the first week of actual work, but it's still a light week. This week, all we're going to do, we're going to do part 1, module 1 in Networking Academy, and then we're going to do a short little assignment in PyCharm. But before we do any of that, we have to download PyCharm, and I think PyCharm will install Python on its own, but we may have to download Python as well, so let's see what happens. I've tried to uninstall all my stuff so it looks similar to someone who's never had it on their computer before, but keep in mind that yours may look a little different than mine. So if you just click on that link, the download and install PyCharm Community Edition, it should automatically download it. You'll see this page. If you hit close, it says thank you for downloading PyCharm. And if you keep an eye on the browser icon in your taskbar, if you're on a Windows computer, you should see it turn green and then turn back to normal when it's finished. If you go to your downloads folder, you should have the PyCharm Community 2024.2.0.1, and that's the latest version. So we're going to double click that and try and install it and see what happens. If you want to just select the defaults, you can do that. I store all my stuff on a separate drive, so my path will be different than yours. Try to remember what path the program is stored at, because you may need that in the future. But I am going to put mine on a separate drive. And yeah, that's good. If you want to create a desktop shortcut, you can do that. I'm going to add the bin folder path so I can use the command line if I so choose. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to create the association so every .py file will automatically open in PyCharm. Next, start menu folder, JetBrains sounds good to me. Click install, and we're going to wait for this to finish. I'm going to fast forward. All right, when it finishes, I think this is the first time I've seen this, so this new edition requires a reboot. So I will reboot and be back in a second. All right, after we come back, nothing seems to happen. So go to your start menu button, and I'm assuming you guys all know what that is. And in your quick tabs, this should be the first thing on there. You just installed it. Otherwise, search for PyCharm Community Edition and click that, and it will open. When it does start working, you should see this icon pop up on your main screen, so you know that you're doing it right. And then PyCharm will open. Now, when it opens, it's going to look a lot different than mine. You'll get a what's new page, and you'll probably hear your hard drive click in like it's still doing stuff. It will continue to install stuff, and it will probably be a bit slow. Just wait for it to fix. Yours will not look like mine. Like I said, I'm not sure if I said it or not, but I've had several versions of this. I've done so many projects in this that it scans your system for stuff, and I've got it everywhere. So when your project or your PyCharm is open and it's responsive, we're going to go up here to this little thing here, and we're going to create a new project. So before we do this, we got to do something else. Let's go ahead and close out of that, minimize this. Let's see what happens. I put another link in here to Python 3.12.5, which is the newest stable version of Python. We need to download and install that. So when you click that, it should just, pull up a screen, and then it'll go right back away. It's an automatic download. So if you go back to your downloads folder where you installed PyCharm from, you should now have Python 3.12.5. And we're going to go ahead and install that real quick. So double click that. Back this up. Tell it to run if you need to. And well, so I'm upgrading Python. It's going to replace my existing installation. If you don't have Python, I'm not sure what option you're going to get here. It's very important to remember the path that your Python installation will be. And you can see right here, I'm upgrading. It's going to put it on the C drive in program files. Let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit. It's going to put in the C drive program files, Python 312. And this is 312. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. I don't know what yours is going to look like, but make sure you remember where this path is. So I'm going to click that and let it install. All right, when that finally finishes, you should have a thing that looks like this. You probably won't have to worry about this. However, I'm gonna click it and see what happens. Yeah, okay. So there is a maximum length that your file path can be. And it's usually a standard thing. So if you've got real long file names, path to folder names and whatnot, it can really mess stuff up. So I just clicked it to allow it bigger ones. You don't have to do that, but I did just to be safe. Anyway, Python's installed. Close that. Minimize the downloads. Let's zoom out again and go back into PyCharm. So, file, new project. Zoom back in. File, new project. And I am gonna, again, this is, you can name it and you can pick a fall 2024. Okay, so you can name it and pick a location for it. And I'm gonna pick my own place where I store stuff. That's not it. I have got way too much stuff on my computer. I need the Y drive. Is it not showing me why? Why? Okay, here we go. 2024 fall. And I'm just going to put it on my, that's where I'm choosing to put it. So I know where it is. That's where my class stuff is. You can create a Git repository. This is new in 2024 version. It hooks up right to Git. You can create a welcome script. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not really all that familiar with Git. So and this is why I needed you to remember, if you've never installed Python before, you will not have this, but it does search your system for Python versions. And as you can see, I've got several Python versions in here, but the newest one we just did, Python 312, that is the one I want to use. And actually, it looks like I didn't need to do any of that because you can just download it from here. But now that we did, we know where it's at. I'm gonna click it, create a new projects, and I'm gonna do this window, and it should change everything for me. This will be your first project, so it may not do all that good stuff. So now you have, now these are from previous projects still. It's still pulling that in for me. Your external libraries, Python 312 and everything it needs to run. And this other stuff, which you don't even have to worry about right now. So there, we've got Python installed. We have PyCharm and Python both installed. Your project this week, once you get to this point, is all you got to do is create a new Scratch file. The file, create a new Scratch file, and scroll down till you get to Python. Create a Python file. Now mine says Scratch 5 again. You will probably, yours will probably just be Scratch. Let me open that one. Yep, never mind, I'll close that one. So you're going to have this, and this is your assignment. It's a hello world. First thing, if you've ever taken a programming course, this is always the first thing you do. And to do a print hello world in Python, the function is print, and the argument is hello world. Hello world. you type that in there, and then you can, if you look to the right in there, you will see where it says current file, and there's a run button. You can click that. Alternatively, you can right click and go to run Scratch 5, whatever is convenient for you. So I'm going to right click, go to run Scratch 5, and down at the bottom, the console will pop up. And the first line in the console is always the Python, I guess. Is this Python? Yeah, this is my virtual environment with Python. And then it shows you where the script is running from. And because this is just a Scratch file, it's a temporary file. It goes to app data roaming, JetBrains, blah, 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 blah. Once you save it, you will tell it where to save, and it will run from that location. We don't have to worry about that right now. The output of the function print hello world is right here. And I think all I asked for was a screenshot. So just screenshot, this right here with the Scratch file and the hello world output, and submit that. And that will be sufficient for me. Yeah, just take a screenshot. I just want to make sure I was saying that. I was telling you correctly. That is this project right here done. The other thing that you need to do is make sure that you can get into the Networking Academy Part 1 Module 1 test. I don't know if these links go to it or not anymore. So, yep, no, okay. These are just placeholders. They don't go anywhere. They will not take you to Net Academy. Later in the course, some of the links may. Either way, you want to go to NetAcad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because of this Net Academy being down until the 26th, crazy, I'm going to have to figure out a workaround. So luckily, I have lists for you to watch real quick, and just pay no attention to this guy. In fact, I'm going to mute this video and talk over him. Let's see, can I do this? Yes, I can. Okay. So this is what Net Academy will look like when you log in and get to Module 1. You will see whenever he gets to it. You can click through at the top like this is doing, and that's each slide in the thing. Over on the the right hand side, left hand side, you can see where he's clicking on the little drop down. That pulls down a nice little list of all of the 1.1, 1.2, all that good stuff in the chapter, so you can skip around that way if you like. And it's helpful to navigate each chapter. If you notice, I'll get to that in a second. Now we're going to jump into Module 2, and if you get into, it's got 221, 2212, and it breaks everything down. Each slide breaks down. But you'll notice that there are labs in here. Maybe I should have let the old guy talk. I don't know. Either way, there are labs in here, and if you get to a lab on the left-hand side, it'll tell you, about how long it should take, what you need to do, and you will type all of your lab materials over on this side. Here's your console, so when you click the run button here, it will pop out. Now, when we do a lab, most of the time I'm just asking you to do a screenshot. So try and screenshot the whole, the objectives scenario, the expected output, your code, and then the console. And I believe that these are, you can move the screens around so everything fits. Make sure you can read it and submit that screenshot. But I'll go over that again next week. Yeah, so he's doing it. He did a little print command. I say he, that's me, but 2 years ago. print command. It comes out here in the console, and that's working. So, okay, he's going into something else now. So that is what Net Academy looks like. I'll try and give you a better breakdown next week. Additionally, one thing I need to let you know, because we are doing a test this week. Where is it? The at the end of every module there is a quiz. I do not grade the quizzes. The quiz is okay. Here it is. CSC-121 quiz versus test. Well, let's let this guy talk for a second. We were having some issues with the test grades, and some of them weren't being reported. I think what's probably happening is that there is a quiz and a test with each module, and I'll show you what I mean. When you're looking at your outline in Net Academy, you can see that there's like a module 1 test here, module 2 test here. You actually have to step out of the lesson and click on these to get to that test. If you are in the lesson, just navigating, through each window, you'll see you complete the module, and the next thing you go to a quiz. This is not the graded test. You don't even have to take these. They're good for you to know, and they'll help you practice for the test, but these aren't even graded. And I didn't realize that these were in here. So if you step out, you'll notice that this says PE1 Module 2 Quiz. If you step out and click on these links, you will get Module 2 Test. So there's the key word, test or quiz. The tests are graded. The quizzes are not. So if you are still not showing a grade for Module 1 or have a 0, go back and do that quiz. And or do the test. Sorry, see, I've done it already. It's easy to do. Quiz tests, we usually kind of think they're the same thing, but in this case, they are not. So just go back and do that, and I'll change the grades. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Thanks. Outstanding. Thank you, old me. All right, so there's Net Academy. Make sure you know the difference between the quiz and the test. There will be an outline, and you jump out of the module, and the test will be on the outline. I'm sure most of you are smart enough to figure this out as it is. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Obviously, you can't do it until Monday at whatever point they restore Net Academy. And it's going to look funny, and none of us are going to know how to use it for a day or two. So if you have any questions, send me an email. The more I hear from you, the more I understand how you're engaging in the class, especially if you're having problems. I expect to hear from you. If you're not having problems, well, then yeah, I guess you don't need to talk to me. But if you need help with anything that involves a class, let me know, and we'll see what we can do to take care of it. Thanks for watching, and good luck.